in last tutorial we were able to see how we could like fire bullets with our bullets rectangle and then move around and through the bullets, right? And in today's tutorial we're going to simulate our enemies falling from the top of our window, just like our player rectangle. So we can do that very easily because I try to design this course in a way that, you know, like everything feels the same, but if you understand the logics, you can like implement it in a very easy way. So for to implement enemy, let's create an enemy class. You see that this will be like 0% complicated. So go to C++ class, choose, say enemy, include your Q object and add Q object mock. If you want to do it capital, you can do it as well. And then continue, done. It will be added to our CMake list. Go to our enemy edge. Now what you want to do is our enemy will from the top of the window, right? From 0 coordinate to below to whatever the height of the window is. And for that, all this time we were just doing the movement of our components. We did the movement for our bullet, we did the movement for our player rectangle, and everything was the same. Like we set the getters and setters, and then all those updates were connected, like getting updates and then changing those current position with changed value. Everything is the same, and setting up a timer to automatically move it and change its position with the help of signals and slot, same thing. So for that, just how we implemented our bullet to move it upward, right? It was going upward because the y speed is in -10. But what if this bullet was started from 0 coordinate from the top and then y speed was 40? Then this bullet would move from top to bottom, right? So we can do the same implementation in our enemy rectangle. Instead of starting this at the position of our player rectangle, we're gonna start our enemy rectangle from the window. Same code, just changing its initial position and its speed, which is like plus or minus its direction. So if you do minus, then it's moving towards the 0 in the negative direction. If you're adding positive value, it will go towards the height of the window, right? From 0 to height of the window. So you can easily do this. What you can do is like go to, as I have already explained these implementation for the bullets and everything, just complete this, like copy this class, all the includes and everything, copy this and take this to our enemy.header file here. Now see, it has a bullet, right? So it is for our enemy, so I'm going to change our class name to enemy, and here as well our constructor to enemy. Seems good. This seems good. And this is taking x, y, setting x, y, and then it's throwing it queue property to like see if there is any changes, getting updated and everything. Instead of b timer, I'm going to say e timer because this is a timer for our enemy. Update bullet, for instead of update bullet, I'm going to say update enemy. That's good. Everything looks nice and clean. Okay, this is everything. So go to your bullet.cpp again and can copy your source code, which was setting a timer and changing the position, all right, by updating the bullet, by adding the y speed, which was -10 for bullets. That's why it was going up. But in our case, for the enemy, because it will be falling from the top, so we'll keep the positive value and start our origin to 0 0. Okay, so not 0 0 but 0 for the y, and then go to your enemy.cpp, copy paste it, change again, enemy here, enemy here, enemy for this class name, update bullets. This was update enemy. Yeah, we changed this already. So for b time it's e time, e time start, update bullet to update enemy, right? this is coming from enemy. We are getting error because it's enemy.hair. Alright, seems good. Instead of this -10, I'm going to say +10 so that it moves towards the the bottom of our window. It starts from position number, it keeps on heading, so it keeps on growing. So I want to start our y position to be 0, which we had already included y0, the current position as y0, and I want our current position of x to be random in our window, right? Enemy can come from any place from this x coordinate in the window, from the top, from anywhere, on the left, on the right, from the center. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'll say rand percent random between what? Our coordinate of our window. So our width of our window will be, if you go to your main.kml and see what your width is, in my case it's 1512, so I'll copy this and come back to our enemy.cpp and say just our current position is on the random of the window. Okay, on the x-axis, but our y is always on the top, which is 0. So seems good. I'm gonna change this timer to 1000 because 15 millisecond or 60 millisecond is too fast. Like you have seen how gravity pulls our rectangle, right? Pulls so fast, but you don't want your enemies to fall that fast, or else you'll not be able to shoot it, because there's going to be a bunch of enemies coming, and if each one of them are that fast, then it's going to be hard for you to play the game. But we're going to change this as well later on, but for now we're just going to set 1000 to see how we can like simulate the enemy for now, and we're going to make it better and better in the coming tutorial. And this is it. You didn't have to code new logic. It was just the same logic, just the initial and the position of the component. And go to your controller where you had implemented the bullet, same as that, implement it for your enemy. So we have created our queue list for bullets, so I'm going to create our queue list for our enemy, which will take a type enemy class type as a pointer, and then we're going to say enemy list here because we haven't included enemy header file, that's why we are getting error. Okay, and done that, so it seems good now. And I'm also going to make this QQML list property to connect our objects to our QML. So we're gonna keep our objects inside enemies variable, just like how we did it for bullets. Enemies, and this will return bullet, not bullet list, but it will return enemy list. Oh, sorry. So everything, all the objects created will be stored in enemy list. This will not store bullet type. That's what I was getting an error. Store any type. Okay, sounds good. And here where we have like assigned queue property for our bullet, we can assign it for our enemy too. For this, it is our enemy. Our data stored is what? Enemies here. This is enemy as well. Yet we haven't created a signal, so we have the signal. So we create a signal, void enemy changed, and then we're gonna, instead of bullet change, we're gonna say enemy changed. Seems good. Seems alright. Now we have like connected our objects with the QML. Now we need a function to create the enemy, right? So I'm going to say queue invocable. void, just like fire bullets, but in this case it's a create enemies. You can name it whatever you want though, but the function is to create enemies, right? That's why if you go inside your controller CPP, just copy paste this. Fire bullet. Okay, instead of fire bullet is going to be create enemies. All right. So bullet it is what? Enemy class. We should take new enemy. So we are creating a instance, okay? And dynamically allocating the memory. It is not a type of bullet, but a type of enemy. Sounds good. And this will be new enemy 2. This will be new enemy 2, and we're gonna store our enemy in not bullet list but enemy list. And we're gonna send a signal enemy changed. Yep, seems good. I'm gonna remove this for now, and then what I want is I want to set our current position to not to be with the current position of the player rectangle, but to be at the random for the x coordinate. See, set x, right? For the x coordinate, every time the timer goes on, this function will be called. That's why it keeps on checking if the position is there or not. So I would say rand, and then random between, or if you go to animator header file, cpp file, this between this value. So I'm going to copy this, come back to controller cpp, and then just paste that value here. Rand percent, this is our width. Okay, and then our y is always going to be starting from 0. Keeps on moving, adding up, and then keeps on moving. Okay, seems good here. All things are on its places. Yeah, I think it's all good. Now I should move to the positive axis, starting from the 0, which means the top of our window, and starting from random position of y-axis. And now you will quickly go and create a new QML file for our enemy. I'm just gonna go here and then say add new. It will be of QML type, just like we did for bullet. So it's an enemy, so I'm gonna capital E, okay? And then done. It is added to our this file, and then inside enemy.qml, where is it? Here you go. Okay, you can delete these resources because now we don't need this. We tried to implement this, but no, we don't want it. Or maybe you don't even have this. Let's just remove this. If you don't have this, you don't have to worry about it. And then go to your enemy.qml, just copy your bullet QML, these values, and paste it here. Don't change the model.x and model.y. This is to implement our repeater, right? So instead of bullet 1, I'm going to say enemy 1, and our size width of the enemy will be the size of the layer, same as the size of the layer. So 50 pixel height, 50 pixel width, but the color will be, I'm going to say it to blue. Okay, because our bullets are in black. And if you go into your main.qml, now you need to set up a new repeater to repeat these instances created. So our model will be control dot bullets instead of bullet. What we have, if you go to controller cpp, it's like controller h as enemies, right? So go back to your main.qml to enemies. That's where our objects are stored. and our delegate is our enemy QML. So enemy, yeah, seems good. No error up till now. This is nothing, just a warning. Okay, seems good, but if I run, what happens? Okay, let me run it and see. So you see why your enemies are not appearing here. It's because when you hit the space key here, then only you throw the bullets, right? Or else you also don't see the bullets. So that means that we need to automate the falling or creating the enemy on the window. For the bullets, we had the button, like space key, which was like responsible for executing this function. We also had a function called control.create create enemy. So what I'm going to do is every time you hit the key space, your this bullet will be fired. For testing purpose, in the next video, we are going to definitely implement it as in the random timing to start the enemy in a random position. But just for this tutorial, I'm going to show you how enemies start falling down on the window. So just remove this space key and then do key underscore saved. This is just for testing, okay? Say create. So now when I hit this shift key, I should be able to see our enemy falling from the 0 position. The number of time I hit this shift key, that should be the number of enemies generated, and should be falling down from the top of the window. Let's see. There's no enemy. Now I'm gonna hit shift. Nothing is happening till now. I don't see any enemy. So control dot create enemy. Create enemy is not a function. Okay. Let me go to control the CPP. What was the name of it? Create enemies. All right, I get it now. So I'll just change this to enemy. Okay, and also change it on the header. Just like fire bullets, it's not bullets. That's why I thought I might just write create enemy instead of enemies. So now in the main.kml, you already have the create enemy. Okay, seems good. I'll build this and run this again. It should work now. If I hit this space, my bullets are moving and I can hit the bullet. Now I want to create enemy. Oh, nice. And they are slowly falling down because we have like increased the milliseconds. That's why it's like slowly falling down. If I hit these rectangles, nothing is happening. But in the coming tutorial, we're gonna see how to automatically put a timer or something to like generate these rectangles, and then we're gonna connect the bullet and these rectangles coordinates to check if they match, and then if they do, we're gonna destroy both bullet and the rectangle and then increase the score, and that's when our game will be finished. And at last we're gonna implement all the graphics and make it look nice. So all right, and whenever this enemy hits the bottom of our game, there should be a game over, and we are doing all these logics in the coming tutorial. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.